Today we're going to talk about burglary. Burglary is a very, very complex problem. A lot of issues. Today we're going to talk about how to prevent burglary, how to respond to burglary, general things that you should know. Disclaimer, we're not going to discuss anything that would give anyone any clues on how to commit burglary. Most burglars know what they want to know anyway. I don't need to tell them that. We're going to focus on how to protect mostly residential people. Managers, corporate executives, they know how to protect their warehouses, their offices, their stores, other businesses. They already know that already. They have security advisors, they have insurance companies. This is going to be 90% geared to residents and how they can protect themselves. Burglary is a very, very complex law. It has many different varieties, classifications, subcategories. Every state is different. I have New York State memorized, but my laws here may not affect you in your state. So for basic understanding, we're going to start a general layman's definition of burglary. The layman's definition of burglary is entering a premises where you do not belong with the intent to commit another crime therein. So, going where you don't belong is trespassing. Going where you don't belong, intending to commit more crimes, is burglary. If you go in to steal, burglary, larceny. If you go in to steal by physical force, burglary, robbery. If you go into rape, burglary, rape. If you go into murder, burglary, murder. If you go into set something on fire, burglary, arson. If you go into vandalize or tag up graffiti, burglary, vandalism, etc., etc. I don't want to start a nationwide panic here. There was a such thing as the Manson family and there was a such thing as BTK. But in reality, 90% of burglars want to steal things. 90%. You have a better chance at hitting the lottery than you do with having someone come in your house in the middle of the night and murder you. It's very, very rare. We're going to start. I have a whole list here of things. The first thing I want to talk about is protecting your home. Let's talk about this home. This is an apartment, 2 bedrooms. We have a steel door behind me down this foyer area with 2 deadbolts, top and bottom. Every night before I go to bed, I'm not even joking, I check it 3 and 4 times. Make sure it's locked. Make sure the window by the fire escape is locked. The home is the first line of defense. When was your home built? My grandmother's house was built in the 1920s. My uncle had to pay some money to renovate it a little bit. They needed new doors, front and back. If your home is very old, it's not the code. You may need to change things. You can have a friend of yours who's a police officer. You can call a locksmith. You can call a security advisor and have them come over your house and just check around a little bit to see what needs to be changed in your house. All doors need to be solid doors, solid oak or solid metal or steel or some kind of heavy door with a heavy deadbolt lock. All doors, front, back, side, everything. The garage, when you drive the car into the garage at night, you have that little door that leads into your house. That has to be locked as well. God forbid a burglar comes and opens up the garage door, they're confined to the garage. If that door is not there or if it's not locked properly, they can gain entrance. You have a wooden frame door with little windows, like a dozen little small windows all around. That is not sufficient. You can pop one window, reach in, open the lock, and that's it. You need something very heavy, very sturdy. God forbid someone tries to kick it. God forbid someone tries to pick the lock. They'll have a very hard time doing so. Windows. Every window on the ground floor has to be locked at night. Literally, every one. The little window that no one can get into. What if the burglar is a 4'11", 90-pound woman? So that's a problem. Lock everything. Sliding glass doors. A trick for sliding glass doors is to have a 2x4, broomstick, pipe, crowbar, something about 3 or 4 feet long, and at night before you go to bed, you jam it into the track. That way, if someone tries to open it, they will not be able to do so. It'll jam. But be careful. God forbid there's a fire. You have to remember to take that object out so that you yourself can escape the house. But that's a very good trick. All the doors by porches, doors by patios, you have a second floor door, and there's a patio or a deck or a porch with a staircase running up, that too. You do that, it'll reduce the chance someone will get in. Basement. Do you have a basement window? Someone can lay on their stomach and crawl into the basement window. That has to be locked as well. Most burglars don't want to break because that makes noise. If they break a window, they can get cuts on themselves. There's glass over the place. They can't steal if they're bleeding to death. So, majority of the time, the burglar wants to open the door or window, not break the door or window. So, these things will prevent them from doing that. Screen doors. If you have a screen door during the day when you're having a barbecue outside, people are coming in and out, that's not a problem. But at night, there has to be a heavier door to put over the screen door. If you do this, that will reduce the chance. When you set a time, maybe 6 p.m., and every night at 6 p.m. on the dot, you will literally walk around your entire house and make sure every door, every window is secured. Make sure. Don't take it for granted. Make sure. Locks on the doors, locks here, lock there. Make sure it's all locked. When you go to bed at night, before you go to bed at night, as you're brushing your teeth, do it again. Walk around the entire house, into the basement, into the garage, back door, front door, windows. Check everything again. Double and triple check everything. You'll sleep better. Alarm. If you have an alarm system, make sure it's turned on. Chimneys. Okay. A couple of burglars have played Santa Claus. They either made a shitload of noise coming down and got soot all over the place, soot and dirt and whatever, or they got stuck in the chimney, or they broke their neck on the way down. The chimney is probably the least likely place the burglar is going to come into your house. So don't spend 12 hours securing the chimney at night and leave the back door unlocked. 2 things people tell you you must have in your home. I don't, because I live in an apartment, but if I lived in a house, I would have them. One is an alarm system. I'm not with an alarm company. I don't know which is the best. Some alarms, ADT, Sloman Shields, Broadview, or Brinks, which is now Broadview. They may do free installation and give you a monthly bill. They may reduce your homeowner's insurance. They may give you surveillance cameras, security lighting, whatever your preferences are. Most burglars do not want to go near a house with an alarm. Having an alarm is not a guarantee you're never going to have a burglar, but most burglars can't defuse alarms. So when they see the alarm, they're most likely going to pass you by. A dog. Dog is the second thing. I don't have a dog because I live in an apartment, not enough room for him. But I lived in a house, I would more likely have one. Guard dogs. There are many dogs that are specifically geared towards guarding. German Shepherds, Pit Bulls, Rottweilers, Great Danes, Mastiffs, Boxers, about 10 or 12 breeds that are specifically for guarding premises. If you have a guard dog, do not confine him at night. If you want to lock him away from your guests during a party, that's fine. But at night, give the dog free range. Dogs that are locked outside, dogs that are locked in the basement are useless to you. I don't want to scare you, but God forbid someone comes into your house, the dog needs to be able to respond. Most burglars don't want to mess with the dog because the dog, even though the dog plays with babies, the dog will be very territorial. They're afraid they come in, the dog is going to maul them to death. They don't want that. So, and the dog can also bark and alert you to get the shotgun or call police or whatever. So They don't want to mess with the dog. We're running on